Ever wondered why being average seems like the worst thing in the world? Let's delve into that thought. You see, from a young age, society has a way of molding us, promoting the idea that fitting into the middle, being average, is acceptable. It's safe, comfortable, and it's where most people find themselves. Average, however, has a sneaky side. It's like a warm blanket on a cold night, lulling us into a state of complacency, where growth and progress are traded for comfort and predictability. The curse of average is that it's a comfort zone, a place where dreams and ambitions often get lost in the shuffle of everyday life. The danger here is stagnation. When we settle for average, we deny ourselves the chance to explore our true potential, to push our boundaries, to discover what we're truly capable of. But what if you could break free from the shackles of average? What if you could become extraordinary? Meet John, a man who was once comfortable being just another face in the crowd. He was an ordinary guy living an ordinary life. He woke up to the sound of an alarm clock every morning, trudged to a job that sucked the life out of him, and returned home only to repeat the same cycle the next day. His life was a monotonous symphony, a never-ending loop of mediocrity. But then something happened, a turning point that shook his world. It was a simple realization, a flicker of thought that ignited a fire within him. He looked around and saw the same faces, living the same life, stuck in the same rut. He asked himself, is this all there is? Is this how I want to spend the rest of my life? From that moment, John made a decision. He refused to settle for mediocrity. He decided to break free from the chains of average. It was not an easy decision. It meant stepping out of his comfort zone, facing his fears, and embracing the unknown. But John was determined. He knew that the road to being extraordinary was paved with challenges, but he was ready to face them. John's journey was filled with struggles. There were times when he doubted himself, times when he wanted to give up and return to the comfort of his old life. But each time he reminded himself of why he had started this journey. He steeled his resolve, picked himself up, and pushed forward. He made sacrifices, gave up short-term comforts for long-term gain. He worked hard, learned new skills, and challenged himself every day. With each step, he moved further away from his old life and closer to his goal. He transformed himself from a man who was lost in the crowd to a man who stood out. He went from being just another face in the crowd to being the face that led the crowd. John's journey was not easy, but the taste of being extraordinary was worth every struggle. He refused to be average, and so can you. How did John manage to break free from being average? What was his secret? Let's delve into the key elements that helped John and can help anyone shatter the shackles of mediocrity. The first and foremost is having a growth mindset. This is the belief that abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. It's the love of learning, the love of challenges. It's knowing that intelligence and talent are just starting points. It's the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results. Setting high standards for oneself is another crucial factor. If you aim for the stars, you might not quite get one, but you won't come up with a handful of mud either. High standards push you to work harder and smarter, to reach beyond your grasp, to break through your own glass ceilings, and to refuse to be average. Continuous learning is the next key. The world never stops turning, and neither should your journey of learning. It's about staying curious, staying hungry. It's about understanding that the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. It's about pushing yourself to keep up with the world and then to run ahead of it. Embracing failures as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks is pivotal. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. Every failure is a lesson. If you're not willing to fail, you're not ready to succeed. And lastly, having the courage to step out of your comfort zones. Average lives in the comfort zone, extraordinary lives in every zone beyond. It's about having the courage to face the unknown, to face your fears, to face failure, and to keep going. The road to extraordinary is rarely easy, but every step away from average brings you closer to your true potential. Be bold, be brave, refuse to be average. Remember, the world needs more of extraordinary and less of average.